This will be the largest group of assembled fans in the Western Hemisphere. That's why they need a big house. Welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here. You know how chaos can ensue if they start smelling an upset. As we'll see, the UMass Minutemen taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Wolverines will put total leather and will get started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So UMass offense takes the field. And all eyes on this man as he takes the field. The defense knows they're going to try to throw him the football, and it probably won't matter, guys.
Oh, but the defense, Reese, will be locked in. He will see double coverage. They will know where he's at on every single snap.
And he's running in the open. Running inside the 20. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, UMass!
What a way to start this game offensively. You find the matchup you like, you put it in his hands, and he does the rest. The defense looks like they were sleepwalking out there to start this game. One play, they go the distance to score a touchdown. This defense better wake up.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the UMass Minutemen have the ball for the first time, and their offense will go to work. A big challenge for both of these quarterbacks, Jesse, is dealing with a ball-hawking free safety on the other side.
Oh, you're right, Reese. QBs better be good with their eyes. Better not stare down wide receivers in this one, because if you float the ball down the middle of the field, that's getting picked.
And these guys are going to be right in the middle of the field, flying all over the field, and quarterbacks will make sure that they are locked in and not throwing the ball near those guys.
Finds Zach Priest, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They go to the ground. They make the stop at the 41, but it's a 15-yard pickup, and they're rolling with a first down. And the Wolverines look to keep this drive humming. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Outside the pocket, lets it go. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. 6th play of the drive coming up. Give to the running back. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in contain this running attack.
He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Yeah, and obviously great play by...
Nifty little dance step. How about the patience from this sophomore to hunt that green grass?
You've You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Makes the catch. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. They'll go to the air. Buys a little time. Oh, he needs to get rid of it. He needs to do something, and he will go down. What a terrible, terrible play and a big loss. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He's moving out of the pocket. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could.
I really like the play by the quarterback. Very, very smart. Listen, early in the downs, goal-to-go situation. Drop back. You don't see it right away. Tuck it and get positive yards. Make that next down easier so I can try to get a little bit closer to the goal line and I can get that touchdown. Headsy play by the QB.
It's a really nice job in coverage defensively there because that tight end, he wasn't really even open. Quarterback just still tried to put it on him and give him an opportunity, but great tackle short of the stick, setting up fourth down.
They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business. As the defense comes out, they've got him pinned back, and listen to the roar of this crowd. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Second down.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Handoff from the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. To the ground with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. UMass will line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Oh, big juke to get past. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score! Touchdown, Michigan!
Well, they needed a momentum-shifting play. Playing at home, they're able to get the punt return and take it the distance. Pollock, he made one guy miss, and it was off to the races.
Great job. Secure the catch, make the guy miss, get towards that sideline, and just use your speed and get to the end zone. What a great game-changing play, and this place is going bananas.
Grabs it inside his 25, and here he comes. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick. Oh, it's out! No, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. You want to talk about hearts and throats when that ball was on the ground? The offense recovered its own fumble. They're bringing heat. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him.
And the ball's free in the backfield. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
They want to run it left here. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Offense getting set for first down. They'll leave it with him. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Finds his big tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there. And he stopped from getting the first down. In the gun, looking to throw on third down. It's complete to the left. They make the stop, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. They're trying to get to it. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Awesome job by the defense. Not only getting a fast quarterback on the ground, but understanding what he wants to do. He can take off. I got to make sure I got good pursuit angles, and I got to make sure I build rails. I can't let him outside. I got to keep him in the pocket. He tries to get outside and get the sack and get the huge loss on that play.
Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. Doesn't have a straight-on shot here. He'll kick it from the left hash and 39 yards out. Never a doubt. And with that, they've taken the lead. They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The UMass offense returns to the field. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of got away from their identity a little bit on that last drive, David. They got to kind of get back to doing what they do.
Yeah, and hold on to the football. I mean, defense just did their job. Stopped them, held them to a field goal, limited the damage. Now it's time for the offense to get the momentum going again.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. He might just try to keep it away from this guy after a house call came after the first punt. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. They got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Fires toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. 2nd down after that incompletion. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Finds his tight end. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better 3rd down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to 3rd down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm, but after that last running play moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Wide open downfield. And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. And the Wolverines line it up with a 1st and goal. Used the play fake, now to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Touchdown, Wolverines! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, Dave.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly. It's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
I love this linebacker because he's able
to try to throw for it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. UMass will line up to punt it away. He's got great speed, and the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well.
Oh, look out, there he goes! Just like that, a huge gain, and they've got it inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8.
This guy is really unique. Top 5 in the country running the football right now, and I love the way this offense gets him involved. They're able to move him around a little bit. They change up the schemes, but the big key every week, get him the ball, let him go to work.
And he really wanted to get the touchdown there, but it's incomplete.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long come. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Leaves it with the back. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Off play action on 1st down. Going to take a shot at this DB. Ball in the air, intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
As a quarterback, you've got to give your receiver an opportunity to make the play. You've got to put the ball in his body. And that throw gets away a little bit from the QB, and that leads to the tip and the interception.
Feeling some heat. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession obviously ends in an interception for this quarterback, and now you throw another one, in harm's way. You got to make sure you're throwing to the open guy. Make sure you're taking care of that football. We can't have any more turnovers.
And back to the air on 2nd down. He lets it fly. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. It's 3rd down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes a catch. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. We'll see if they can get a little better protection after the sack at 2nd and 12. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. He's back to throw on 2nd down. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception. The UMass offense returns to the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points, and you've got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut into a one-score game.
Speeding down the left side. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Minutemen.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Eastern Michigan is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now. But there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't pull this off. They're trailing by 10 to the Red Hawks of Miami. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business.
He lobs one high down the left side. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down and an excellent throw, too. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Michigan!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open, and he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
He'll start this drive firing. Safe completion on the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. He's going to pass on second down. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Makes a nice grab at the 25. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. With just about 30 seconds to go in the half, how aggressive do you want to be here? Wants to throw on first down. Going downfield for the big play. Pulls it in inside the 10. Touchdown, Wolverines. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
This is getting a rhythm. They're hard to stop. Already up early. Got a short field. Take advantage of it, too. And get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. Caught inside the 20, chance for a good return. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. The UMass offense returns to the field. Trailing now by 17, David, this is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go. But you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back,
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Steps to his left, out of the pocket. Trying to escape and get it himself. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Making a play like that to open the drive can really get the momentum going. 1st down from the 43. Still running at the 40. He's racked up 92 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. Offense picking up steam. 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking to move it through the air. Lets it fly deep downfield. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Completion on 1st down. Now they face a 2nd and 10 from the 31. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Pulls it in. It's Dobbs. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Extending the play. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Using his legs to buy some time. Touchdown, Michigan! And the stomping has commenced. Lining up for the PAT. Just blinding speed. Speed that almost paralyzes defenders.
When you got a quarterback with that much speed, you got to find tricky ways to put more speed on the field, spy the quarterback with somebody that's really, really fast. And even when you do, a lot of times he still makes plays because he's that dang fast and that explosive.
The Minutemen going back to work on offense. This is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast.
Picked off. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it 1st down at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll try the left side. On the move at the 30. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the pummeling has started.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the 2nd level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The UMass offense returns to the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
Great, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the middle.
Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Looking to take a shot. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Snags it over the middle. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. UMass will line up to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. The Wolverines looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Now the play fake. Working that left side now. Touchdown, Michigan! And the punishment has been extended. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. SMU notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from Dallas is worth its weight in gold to the Mustangs. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Looking to pass on 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's going for it all. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. They'll run it from the gun. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional, and they're just not being physical enough at the point of attack.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. UMass will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. He's got it. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Lofts one high and deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on third down from the 43. Makes the grab. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the third quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. And the Wolverines are on the move. Single back formation, and they give it to him.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
The give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
With that pass right there, dude, he goes over 350 on the day. Nice performance. This QB's been down.
Able to move it ahead a couple of yards. He gets it down to the 20. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Try and play action. Fires it incomplete. They're a perfect 2 for 2 on third down on this drive. They need 8 to move the chains again. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Despite failing earlier on fourth down, they will try again here. The Wolverines have enough for the first down.
Man, on 4th and 2, I'm looking at my offensive line. I'm like, you got to give me just a little sliver. Great job by the offensive line, blocking up just enough to get the first down, running physically downhill. That's all you want on those 4th and 2 situations.
Keeps those legs churning for 3 yards. He's down at the 9. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Points on the scoreboard.
And with that TD, this team looking to go 4-0. Just how you want to start a season, man. They've done an unbelievable job answering all the questions, starting off the year just how you want to. Now, keep it going. Keep that momentum. Don't relax. What a start to the season.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Unloads to the wideout. And the pass is intercepted. Touchdown, Wolverines! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He's looking to throw it. Pocket starts to collapse. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. And the incompletion brings up a second down. Looking to throw, it's Miranda. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. And the pass hits, picked off, bringing it back. And what a return as he takes it back to the 8.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
Oh, he He had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Hold it. Offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches. And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they've put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things to point to. This is one of those weeks when you watch tape, it's going to be really fun to watch it. Not like when you get beat up. A lot of big plays from this offense.
Makes the grab. He will not get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves the door open. They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. Let's see if they can create some space. Got his man. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. This offense tries to get rolling from its own 15 on 1st down. He wants to throw. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 15. Back to pass, it's Miranda. Trying to get to him. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. With the clock running, this should be the final play. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2. Just complete and